Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to look at sorting information in a spreadsheet. So here we have a scenario that you might be familiar with. We have some students, the class that they belong to, along with their choice of projects. So if we scroll down, we will see that there are quite a few students all belonging to Form 4. So you would notice when we scroll down that our headings move out of the screen, so we can actually use freeze panes. So here I am freezing the top 3 rows. So when I scroll, I can see the headings remaining. Nice. So to make this information useful for us, we could perhaps sort it according to class so that the students belonging to the same class will be grouped together. In order to do so, the steps I will have to take would be these. Firstly, I'm going to select just one cell, any cell, in the column that I wish to sort. Then, in the Home tab, I'm going to select the Sort and Filter icon, and I would like to sort either in ascending or descending order. So I'm going to choose ascending order. So here I see that all of the students in 4G1 are grouped together, in 4G2 are grouped together, in 4G3, and when we scroll down, we see the students in 4G4. If I look within each class, I would also like to find the students' names sorted in ascending order. So we see here in 4G2, all of the names are mixed up. It's not sorted in any sort of order. So to do so, we would actually need to sort by more than one column of data. What I will do in this case is actually use the option for a custom sort. So I select custom sort. Notice that my table of information has been selected. In the sort window, the first thing that I will check is this area here. It's a checkbox that says my data has headers. So my data does actually have headers: first name, last name, class, and project's choice. If this box was unticked, the spreadsheet will actually try to sort the headers along with the information in the table. So I want this to be ticked. Here we see the previous sort. We sorted by class in ascending order. Now within each class, I would like to sort the names. So I'm going to add a level. So sort by class, then by last name. Usually when we sort names, we sort the last name first and then the first names. So I'm going to add another level to sort by first name. This will allow students with the same last name to be sorted properly in ascending order. Notice all of them are sorted in ascending order. So I'm going to click on OK. And here now I see all the students in a 4G1 have been sorted in ascending order by last name. Now all of these students have different last names, so we are not going to see their first names sorted here. We will look to 4G2, where we have students with the same name. So the two Charles are sorted in ascending order, with Rebecca appearing before Sarah. And the two Husseins are also sorted in ascending order, with Diana appearing before Sarah. Now, the way the data has been sorted here would be useful for form teachers so that I can extract the 4G1 data, print this information, and give it to the 4G1 form teacher to hand it over to her class, and the same for the 4G2, the 4G3, and the 4G4, because it has been sorted by class as well as names in ascending order. However, I can also sort this data in a different way. For each project, choice, there will need to be a list of students taking part in that project and also for attendance to be taken for that project. So I can change the sort by going back into sort and filter and custom sort. I'm going to delete these levels here and add a new sorting order. Firstly, I'm going to sort by project's choice so that all the students who are doing Zumba, for instance, will be displayed together. For each project listing, I would then like the students to be sorted by class. So I'm going to sort by class. Within each class grouping for each project, I will then like to sort the students by their names. So I'm going to add a sort for last name, then first name. All of these are being sorted in ascending order. When I click on OK, I can now see that all the students taking part in archery are appearing together, that within the archery section, the students are sorted by class. So 4G1, then 4G2, then 4G3, then 4G4. Within the 4G3 class, these two students are sorted in ascending order as well. So let's look at another project. Let's look at Zumba here, where we have a lot of students. So I am looking at the classes 4G1, 4G2, 4G3, 4G4. And within each class, the students are again sorted in ascending order. I can also do some additional things with this spreadsheet. So for instance, an important bit of information to have would be how many students are participating in each project. So in a second sheet, I actually have here set up the name of the project along with the number of students. So we know when we want to find out the number of things, the number of students or persons, I have to use a count function, and this counting is going to be dependent on the name of the project. So I will have to use count if. So for makeup, equal sign count if. My range of data is actually in sheet 1. So I'm going to click on sheet 1 and select here the projects listing all the way to the end. And my second argument here is the criteria, which is actually in sheet 2, makeup. So I can see that there are 6 students who are taking part in makeup. Now I would like to copy this formula down to find the number of students in the other projects. So what I can do is use absolute referencing in this formula. So I'm going to use absolute referencing for the range part here. So $E, $4, $E, $29, because this range of data actually remains the same for each of these projects because that is our registration data. So when I copy this formula down, I can see that there are 3 students doing finger foods, 11 students doing Zumba, and 6 students doing archery. I'm actually going to make a little change here. So back to the function for the number of students in makeup. In the second argument, the criteria, it says sheet 2 exclamation C5. I'm just going to change this to C5. It still references counting the number of makeup students, and so I'm just going to copy this down now So it removes the sheet 2 reference. I'm doing that so that now I can actually sort this data according to the number of students. So all I need to do is to select one cell within the column number of students, and I can go to sort and filter. I can either sort from smallest to largest, in which case finger foods appears first, or I can sort largest to smallest, in which case Zumba appears first. So I see that Zumba is quite a large project and there aren't too many students in finger foods. So if I would like to move a student from Zumba to finger foods, let's see what happens. So we are going to sheet 1 and let's say one of the Zumba students is now going to do finger foods. Now this data is not going to automatically sort itself. I will have to redo the sort here. And now that student was moved into finger foods. In sheet 2, I have one less student doing Zumba and one more student doing finger foods. So the process that I went through here is actually very similar to the actual process that teachers on the projects committee would go through to sort students into their projects of choice. Of course, that spreadsheet is going to be so much bigger than this. These are only a few students. The actual spreadsheet will contain 700 plus students, many more project choices, and of course, the students would have options 1, 2, and 3 for their choices. So you can imagine the complexity of that spreadsheet, the amount of work that the teachers will actually have to do to go through this process. And also, you can probably imagine what the process might be like if we did not have spreadsheets.